Hey everyone, it's Meg, and before I get started on my awesome product review for Framar Foil, I just wanted to say a couple things. Number one, I was not compensated in any way to do this video. I was not paid. I simply asked the company if they could help me out with this, and they were generous enough to say yes, we can, and here's a couple products to try out. So they sent me an amazing pack of 500 foils in a couple of different products, and even sent me one of their dispensers, which I will talk about in a second. I think they're the coolest thing ever. But no, I set this up myself just because I think they're an awesome company and I wanted to help them out. And another thing is, thank you for doing this. It was an amazing opportunity to be able to promote with you guys and show off these products, because I'm not gonna promote a product that I don't feel is up to it. I'm not gonna put my name on something that I don't think is valuable. Anyway, now before I go all into my own little world, another thing I wanted to say is my written review is on my blog, which is in the description, so I will link to that post so you guys can check that out, and that'll just kind of go over anything I miss or don't talk about, which I'm pretty sure, and I hopefully will get over cover over everything today. Now, for those of you who don't know, Foil makes foils for your hair, so when your stylist or you as a stylist do your highlights, your lowlights, this is my go-to right now, and I love them. And I love their packaging. See how it's nice and it's black, and then they have these bedazzled colors. I think that's the coolest thing. I love it, and that's the first thing. Typically, if I would have extra foils at the salon, extra boxes, I would always sit there and kind of hide them, in the cupboards and cabinets and wherever else I could, because I really didn't want to show them off. Whereas this is so pretty, and I love that. Look how pretty these are. I love just showing this off because I think they're cool. The packaging's awesome. It's neat. It's clean, and yeah, that's basically it there. I just love that. The other thing is, because of that, I've been so busy, and that's why this review took forever to come out, because as soon as these were posted on my Instagram, and I will link that down below as well, all of my clients decided to book with me to try them out, which was great because I wanted to try them out firsthand on a couple clients, try all the different types of foils, and see what I thought of them. But it made it very hard to find time to make this video, because all of my clients, I think, thought that I would never have these foils ever again, so they all wanted to come in and show off these awesome foils and try them out for themselves because they've never seen this. And it's just been crazy, and which is great. No, they want to come in and come get their foils done, by all means, but they were coming in an extra 2-3 weeks before their scheduled appointment. So I was okay, gotta balance everything out. So now that that's calmed down, we are good to go, and I can do this video. However, I'm gonna have to go order tons now to try and compensate for that, because it was crazy, but we had a blast. Anyway, so the reason why they were all coming in is I'll show you one of the packages. This is what they look like. Here's some of them. It looks like wrapping paper. That is the first thing I saw when I saw these, is it looks like wrapping paper, because it's purple and it has stars on it, and I think that is so cool. Now these are the thinner ones, but they are still awesome. They are easily, I can easily mold them, and hopefully you can hear me over the tinfoil foil. Let's see, so easily you can mold them, bend them, do whatever you need to do, and they're not flimsy. This one is their light, I believe, and I still find I could put the color on and not have any issues with them. Unlike some foils that you try to put the color on and now they're breaking, or even as a client, if you've ever seen your stylist sit there and try to do this and all of a sudden their foil has broke, so now they have to put another one on. These don't do that. These, I had never had that issue, and it was beautiful. I found that I could actually put my tail comb through that little crease. Didn't go through, didn't break it, nothing. Which is hard to find that happen. Like, find anything that will do that. So, again, these are my purples. Luckily, I don't have a lot of clients with short hair, so I have a lot of these ones still. And I will show you these ones as well. So they come in tons of colors, like tons of colors. These were the Fabulous Blue and the embossed. Yes, you can get these foils embossed, which is awesome. I thought that was the coolest thing. Oh no, those are the purple stars, sorry. And they are paparazzi purple stars. I think that's cool. So this is the embossed. Fabulous Blue. I'm getting these mixed up now. And these are both the 5x7s. Just to give you an idea of how big they actually are. So these are embossed. And you can see it's not glitter. It's actually embossed. Which I think is the coolest thing. See that? Yeah. So they all have like a cool like texture on them. And I like these because it's not the norm. My clients even said, like, these are cool, like, they don't look like that typical silver foil that you've done a full head of foils, and okay, that's fun, but why not mix it up and have, like, embossed ones? I know you're gonna throw them out anyway, but they're pretty. I think they're adorable. And this company sent me tons of stuff, like, tons of stuff. I will show you. Here's another one. I thought these were cool. So those were the 5x7s. These are on a roll. So these are the Ghetto Fab Green Stars. So it's a full roll. Again, this is why it reminds me of wrapping paper. They are in a roll and it's just green stars, and I think they're adorable. I want them, and if you don't put them in the dispenser, see, they have a little edge, so you can still rip them off, and you can rip them to whatever size you need them to. But I find I like the dispenser better. However, this edge does not break easily. It holds the sharpness. You're going to get through your entire roll without having to worry about that happening, like it going dull on you. However, this is the awesome dispenser. Yes, they have a dispenser, and let's just make sure I have the right one. Okay, it's this one. I actually have my other one. Yes, I have two of these because I think they're incredible. I ended up going out and buying another one. And you will understand why in a second. So, it looks like a little box, and they're both tiny. I got both the mini ones just because I think they're adorable, and for what they do, incredible. Watch this. So, all you simply do is push this, opens up, and you can see, so these are my orange ones, and I love them. I'm sorry, I forget the name of them. But you pull out to the size you need, and press down, and it cuts it. But not only does it cut it, because most stylists know that they have dispensers that will cut foils for you, but this not only cuts, it gives you that crease line, just like that. See? I think that's the coolest thing. So instead of me having to sit there and make my little crease line to put my tail comb in and put it up onto the scalp, it's already done for me. So here I am, just pulling foils, press down, and I can set it up to the length I need it for whatever section I'm working on. Because typically what I would do at the salon is I would get a bunch of foils, rip them to a desired length depending on who's coming in. So if I knew that client, I would typically rip foils to roughly that length in my head, but sometimes you go through sectioning, so the back would be very long, but now you have like layers as you're going up and they're shorter, so now you're wasting like a quarter of the foil because they have shorter hair out there, and it doesn't really work because now you didn't rip them long enough in certain areas, so now you have to go back and rip more foil because they're not long enough, and it just gets crazy. Whereas this, I can sit there and just rip the foil as I need it, And here I am just like whipping through at the desired length I need it for, and not wasting any foil because of that, which I think is amazing. Like how awesome can you get there? And what they do is they simply just press down and pull up. And it's almost travel size. Like I could take this with me anywhere and I'd be good to go. Now, I also have it in the silver because I had to go classic with silver, and I think they're adorable because you have to have the classic too. But what I do, so you're kind of asking like, okay, like why would you have two of these like when you only need one? But here's the little thing that I thought of, and I think this is part of the reason they have tons of foil, is when you're doing highlights and lowlights, I can have my orangey copper ones for my lowlights, and I can have my silver gray ones for my highlights. So now here I am doing both, and especially if I'm doing like an intricate pattern that requires, like let's say I'm going from the back to the front, and when you're going back to sections it gets a little complicated because now it's trying to keep the pattern going. Or let's say like if I'm doing highlights and lowlights on one side, I want to make sure my highlights and lowlights are the same pattern on the other side, especially like if you're doing an intricate pattern. I'm sorry. So because of that, with these I can have one for one for the other, and I can keep track of which are my highlights, which are my lowlights. Makes it easy to make sure your pattern is staying the same, keeps it for evenness, make sure that you are on the right track, you know which ones are which, it's less complicated. So now you're not playing the guessing game with your client, opening up foils, going, oh no, that's a low light, oh that's a highlight. You know which ones are which just saves so much time, so much stress. And especially for sometimes at the sink you have to take out, let's say you have to take out all the lowlights first because you need to get the color out before you rinse the highlights so there's no bleeding and there's no mess and everything's the way you want it to. While using this, I can just take out all the orange foils because the orange foils are my lowlights. Does that make sense? That's what sold me on that, was it's a time saver. It makes my life so much easier there. Now, you can also get the big ones. And I like these ones. I don't have a lot of them. But they open up nicely, so just like a little thing. And look at that. Look how pretty that looks. It is pink. Like we are talking pink here. If it would show up. There we go. Oh, this cough is where. But this pink is adorable. It's called Man-Eater Magenta. So it's not even, it's magenta, I'm sorry. But I love it. I think it's the coolest thing ever. And actually I think all of them are. Like I even have, what do I have? I have you. And this is again, silver, but it's in the bigger pile. And I'm like nearly out of this one too. I swear, like everyone's been trying to book appointments with me, and I've been trying to get in and get that set up, and it's just been crazy lately. So that is everything. But I love the fact that they're vibrant, they're pretty, they come in all these different colors, they're up to date, they're in style. Like I find that these are more attractive compared to just plain silver. I'm not judging on plain silver because I still use them myself, but now instead of just using silver, I can use silver with like the blue stars, for example, or I can mix it up and not just have the plain simple foils anymore. I can have fun foils, and that's what I love about this. I love that it's new and it's bringing in more clientele. I find that these are the way to go, and I just love them. So if you don't have them already, or if you haven't seen them, I will have them down in the description about that. And again, like I was saying before, I'm kind of going everywhere right now just because I'm trying to make sure I cover everything. The other thing I do love about them is that with these, like I said before, they don't break. You can get them in light, medium, and thick, depending on what foils you want. So I prefer the medium. That's just me. I like the medium better. Medium to the thick, only because I find I can mold it to how I need it. It's very moldable. It's very sturdy for me, and that's just how I like my foils, because I need that steadiness. But again, that's just me. You might like light foils because they're easy to work with. You might like thicker foils because that's just, it all depends on preference. But with these guys, you are able to customize your foils to what you want them to. So I can order all pink foils in the 5x7s, in the 5x12s, in the roll that I can put in the dispenser if that's what I want to do. I can get all purple stars if that's what I want to do. And I think that's the cool thing, is that I'm able to customize it to how I want it. And yeah, I think that's amazing. So again, I will link them down below so you guys can check them out. They have Twitter, they have a Facebook page, so make sure you give them your support and check them out. I think I've covered everything that I wanted to, and if I haven't, description down below, and that will be to my blog, and that will describe even more stuff. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you guys later, and thank you again for everything Framar has done. I will talk to you guys in the near future. Bye!